Clay Patton on the Rural Radio Network. Let's check in now on your closing markets as we talk once again with David Ericson of Ag Optimus in Akron, Iowa. And David, a good day in the soybean trade here once again. How closely is today's trade action tied to developing South American weather forecasts?
I think that's going to be the biggest narrative that that we have moving forward here. Probably until we get the report out in January from the USDA. We had a USDA report that came out on Friday in the grains, and I really think the trade obviously paid some attention to it, but it was really a non-event. Basically across the board. And we're going to look and see what the weather has, or, how the weather develops down in South America, moving forward. And, just like up here, that can change every day. One kind of headline or story that I do think that we are starting to see develop is when you look at the Commitment of Traders report, the funds seem to they're seemingly starting to get out of their short corn and short wheat positions. They were buyers of just over 45,000 contracts of corn week over week, and about 23,000 and some change, on the wheat side of things. So I've kind of contended for a while that they've been sitting on a pretty short position and kind of held it for a long time. And I'm not saying that they're going to get back to steady or even go long here, but as we creep into the end of the year, I think that's something to pay attention to also. And we might get a little life out of those two markets. The bean side of things, maybe a little disappointing on the USDA report from Friday. Maybe the trade was looking for a little more reduction on the carryout side of things, but we just didn't get it. Obviously I think the market is kind of looking at, it's a pretty tight supply there. So, perhaps we got through that, and we'll see if we can get any follow through. But it still has some hurdles to get above before we can trust that we've turned the corner.
There's going to be a lot that we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Again, we are talking with David Ericson of Ag Optimist, Akron, Iowa. If you'd like to work with David and his team, well, it's pretty easy. Just head on over to agoptimist.com, or you can always give them a call at their toll-free number, 1-800-944-8650. That's 1-800-944-8650. Do remember, though, that trading futures and options involve risk of loss, may not be suitable for all investors. Do consider these risks before investing. And again, if you want to hear David's comments from today, last week, or the week before, make sure you always follow along and keep a close eye on the podcast tab when you visit ruralradionetwork.com.